There's something strange in the air, as if the whole world is whispering, "This is all there is." And yet, deep inside, something screams the opposite. You don't know where it comes from. It has no name, no face, but it feels like something is watching you when you're alone, something waiting for you to remember. It's not madness, it's memory, a buried memory that your life didn't begin here. You've felt it since childhood. Time passes, you try to fit in, but in the silence, one question never leaves you. Why am I here? That question is the door, and what comes next depends on whether you're ready to open it. In this video, you're about to discover a hidden map. 7 laws, not created by humans, but passed down by those who learned to see the invisible. If this resonates with you, even just a little, subscribe and turn on notifications. That's the only way YouTube will show you more videos like this. This isn't about believing. It's about remembering, because your soul never forgot who you are. And maybe, just maybe, this video didn't find you by accident. Imagine that the universe isn't a machine, but a living mind, silently pulsing behind everything you see. A consciousness that creates, observes, and invites you to take part in it. This isn't a video about religion. It's about revelation. There is an ancient knowledge, far older than any civilization, that describes how reality actually works. It was kept in secret for centuries, hidden in temples, encoded in symbols, whispered by philosophers, and dismissed by modern minds as esoteric nonsense. But something is shifting. More and more people are beginning to feel the call. You feel like you were born for something more, but no one ever taught you how to find it. What almost no one tells you is this: there's a hidden code behind everything, a set of principles that describe what's really behind the curtain of your life. The 7 Hermetic Laws are not just theory. They're the invisible gears turning the universe and your consciousness. And when you truly understand these laws, not just with your mind, but with your soul, everything begins to shift. You stop chasing answers outside and start to remember who you are inside. Today, we'll decode each of these laws. No empty mysticism, just clarity, insight, and depth. By the end of this video, you won't just understand how the universe works. You'll realize your true purpose was never lost, just hidden, waiting for you to look inward. So let me ask you, if you could reframe everything you've ever lived through a new lens, would you have the courage to do it? It all begins with the mind. Before matter, before time, before any atom ever existed, there was consciousness, intention, a thought, and according to the ancient Hermetic teachings, that thought is the origin of everything. The universe is mental. That's not a metaphor. It's the first law, and it's not here to be admired like a quote on a wall. It's meant to be lived, because if everything is mind, then you are part of the mind that creates the universe, and that changes everything. Think about it. No one builds a house without first imagining it. No painting is born without an image appearing, even vaguely, in the artist's mind. The same is true for you. Your life, your experiences, your struggles and triumphs, they all begin as seeds planted in the invisible field of your own consciousness. That doubt you carry every day, the fear that lingers in the background, the image you repeat to yourself, "I'm not enough." These are the mental patterns shaping your reality right now. It's uncomfortable to realize you might not be living what you deserve, but rather what you believe. But here's the turning point. If everything begins in the mind, then you can rewrite it. You can change the cause. You can alter the origin. And by doing that, you change everything. Now picture this. You walk into a movie theater. The lights dim, and the film begins. But something feels strange. Slowly, you realize you're watching your own life, your memories, your choices, your regrets. You don't remember writing this script, yet there it is. And the most uncomfortable part? You're still holding the pen. You can edit, you can rewrite. You can give yourself a different ending. And that brings us to the second law. As above, so below. As within, so without. Reality is a mirror. The Hermetic Law of Correspondence reveals this with startling clarity. Everything you see outside of you is an echo of what's happening inside of you. Sounds extreme? Then look closer. When you're at peace, things flow. Conversations are easier. People respond with kindness. Ideas arrive without effort. But when there's a storm inside, the world pushes back. Everything feels resistant, chaotic, and slow. Coincidence or reflection? This law teaches us that the outside world isn't our enemy, it's our reflection. And when you change the source, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, the reflection must change too. It's like a kaleidoscope. A tiny turn, just a degree or two, and the entire pattern shifts. Your reality works the same way. The mistake we often make is trying to smash the mirror, but the image only changes when you shift the one who's looking. Now comes the third law. Nothing rests. Everything vibrates. Rocks, light, sound, thoughts, emotions, all of it exists on frequencies. You vibrate. Your mind vibrates. And your emotional state is a frequency you are broadcasting all the time. Anger vibrates low. Gratitude vibrates high. Fear feels like a cold, slow hum. Love is liquid light. And your dominant vibration isn't just some spiritual idea. It's a magnet that draws in whatever resonates with it. When you live on autopilot, stuck in frequencies of doubt, fear, resentment, it's no surprise that life keeps reflecting those same patterns back at you. The universe isn't punishing you, it's responding to you. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a good place, everything just works? People smile more, things fall into place. Synchronicities pop up out of nowhere. That's not luck, that's alignment. Your frequency opens the doors. But on days when you're heavy, shut down, disconnected, everything feels stuck. That's not misfortune, it's dissonance. These three laws, mentalism, correspondence, vibration, are not separate ideas. They are gears of the same machine. The mind creates, the inner reflects, the frequency attracts, and together they reveal a truth that's been hidden in plain sight. Your life is not something that happens to you. It's something that responds to you. And if you're not creating consciously, you're still creating unconsciously. There's no escaping that. The only choice you truly have is whether you'll do it with intention or default. So the real question is this: are you actually living the life you were meant to create, or just reacting to someone else's frequency that got embedded in your system? Everything in the universe has two sides, two poles, two extremes of the same thing. This is the fourth law, polarity. Cold and heat, light and darkness, love and hate, courage and fear. At first glance, they seem like opposites, locked in a battle. But if you look deeper, you realize they are the same energy, just in different degrees. Cold is just the absence of heat. Darkness, the absence of light. And fear is often just courage that's been frozen. This changes how you relate to your own emotional states. You don't have to get rid of fear. You can move it toward courage. You don't have to erase sadness. You can transform it into depth. This is the art of mental transmutation. Everything you feel holds a hidden potential. But that potential only reveals itself when you recognize your ability to flip the emotional current. To understand that what holds you back can also move you forward. How many times has fear made you retreat from something you knew you had to do? How many ideas have you buried out of fear of failure, rejection, or judgment? Polarity teaches us that the opposite of pain can rise from that same pain, but only if you stop running and face it. It's like taking a blade and forging it into a key. Now, take a deep breath, because the fifth law will change your relationship with time. Everything flows. Everything rises and falls. Life moves in tides, in waves. You've noticed it. Good days, bad days, moments of expansion, followed by silence, bursts of inspiration, then emptiness. And maybe, without even realizing it, you've been taught to judge those cycles, to feel guilty for being tired, to hate yourself for feeling low, to think you're failing when you're really just riding the natural rhythm of existence. The law of rhythm is the dance of all things. The secret isn't to stop the pendulum, but to learn how not to be swept away by it. Picture the sun, watching the tides rise and fall. It doesn't move with them. It shines, constant, steady. You don't have to be the wave. You can be the sun. Rhythm teaches that every low point is part of the cycle. It will pass. And the highs? They pass too. So enjoy them without attachment and walk through the lows without despair. And once you understand this, you begin to live with balance, with compassion for yourself, with less pressure. And that changes everything. Because now, you don't abandon your dreams the moment the wind shifts. You understand it's just the cycle breathing, and you breathe with it. Now we move to a law that might be the most challenging of them all: cause and effect. Nothing happens by chance. There is no luck. There is no accident. There is action. There is consequence. There is choice. This law reveals that everything you're experiencing now was caused by something you've already set in motion. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, your words. The life you see around you is a field of harvest, and the seeds were planted by you, often unconsciously. It's easy to live like a victim of fate, to say life is unfair. But the raw truth is this: you're living the result of energy you've released before. But here's the beauty: you can change that, because each new thought, each new choice is a new seed going into the ground. If you plant doubt, you'll reap confusion. If you plant complaint, you'll harvest conflict. But if you plant clarity, love, and presence, the field will change. This law is relentless, but also empowering, because it gives you the chance to stop being a spectator and become the author. You don't need to wait anymore. The next harvest can be different. It begins with what you plant now. And finally, the seventh law, perhaps the most misunderstood of all, the law of gender. But this isn't about biological gender. We're talking about two creative principles that exist within every person. One that acts, one that feels, one that penetrates, one that nurtures, one that initiates, one that gestates. The masculine principle is focus, decision, direction. The feminine principle is intuition, receptivity, creation. You need both. Without the feminine, the masculine acts without meaning. Without the masculine, the feminine feels without form. Think of an idea. It's a seed, masculine. But if you don't have space within yourself, silence, patience, nurturing, feminine, that idea will die before it ever sprouts. And here's the danger. You might be using your energy to nurture ideas that aren't yours, inherited beliefs, fears passed down, cultural expectations. You become the caretaker of someone else's vision, raising a life that never came from your soul. This law invites you back to your own center, to unite the masculine and feminine as allies, not opposites, to create with intention and nurture with truth. Only then can you birth a life that is truly yours. These final four laws complete the circle. The first three showed you that everything begins in the mind, reflects in the world, and resonates through your vibration. These last four show you how to transmute, to flow with life, to plant with purpose, and to generate a reality that rises not from programming, but from essence. Now the question becomes, with this map in your hands, Will you leave it in the drawer? Or will you finally begin to use it? You've made it this far. You've walked through 7 laws that are more than ideas. They're the invisible gears of the universe. Now you know, the mind is the origin, the world is a mirror, and your frequency is the brush painting your reality. But understanding isn't enough. Knowledge doesn't transform on its own. You can keep all of this like a treasure locked away, or you can start applying it, one thought at a time, one feeling at a time, one conscious choice at a time. Don't wait for some mystical revelation or a sign from the sky. Life is already speaking, right now, through how you feel, through how you react, through how you wake up every day. So here's the real question. Is the purpose you're living truly yours? Or are you still playing out a script that was never written by your soul? Watch the next video that's about to appear on your screen, because if you've made it here, your journey is only beginning. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.